And we're live. Grab my mic real quick. Listen, first of all, before I start talking, right, I have these glasses on because my eyes are highly irritated this morning. Y'all know that I just had eye surgery not too long ago. This left eye was the first one and it was healing. But this morning, woke up this morning and this eye was in, when your eyelid, not eyelid, but the eyelashes break off and they go in your eyes. That's what it feel like right now for this eye. So the eye just a run water. It's red. I just put something in it to clear it up a bit. Don't know, but it not going too good, and it feels extra sensitive to the light. So I'm gonna keep these on so we can get on with the show. And then right when this show done, I'll call my ophthalmologist and see what I'll go on if I can get an appointment and have my eye looked at. Right? But that's what it is. I don't like doing show in no dark glasses. I like people see me eye them when me I talk to them. But that's where we're gonna be this morning with it. All right. So now understand that part there. Shout out to the people going out to work this morning. Shout out to the people coming in from work this morning. Extra special big up. Shout out to the people who work multiple jobs. I have the utmost respect for you. Shout out to my entrepreneurs, my stay at home moms and pops, my retirees. Shout out to the drivers, the Uber driver, Lyft driver, truck driver, taxi driver, food delivery drivers, round town and long distance truck drivers. Shout out to all the drivers, bus driver, train driver. Shout out to every single clean hearted, good hearted person, hardworking person who wish good for others as much as you wish good for yourself. You're a good person if you're that kind of a person. And it's Friday for sure. So we can absolutely say, let me double check. It's the freaking weekend, baby! Clap it up, clap it up. The freaking weekend that was kind of short, but it's what, baby! You know what I mean. We here and we feeling good regardless. I'm still giving thanks up and healthy and thing. Don't know what going on with my eye, but I still can see from it. But some give thanks. See? With that said, we got a lot to talk about this morning. And as you might notice, there might be people in the chat this morning who their names are not in green. That means that everybody can comment this morning. Now, this is a privilege only for those who have special membership to the channel. However, this topic, I want everybody in on it this morning because uh, the whole Andre Mcdonald case thing. So this is the end of the trial. I have my notes. I got my notes for what was said in court yesterday and where they're at now. The jury is now out. That means this is done. Deliberation time for the jury now. So now it's a matter of what is he going to get? What is he going to be sentenced with? And people want to voice their opinions. They want to say, me feel like him should I get the death penalty because blah blah blah. Or Pete see that. Or some people are gonna say, I don't feel like he deserves that. He should get. So I want everybody in on deck this morning. Let's start with the calls early. Live on the air with SouFLo. Good morning.
Good morning, how you doing, President?
Good morning, fam. Do you have us on Bluetooth or speaker or anything?
I can take them.
Okay, you're not gonna be sounding
Can you hear
clear.
me better now?
Yes, once you're off that, then we can hear you clearly.
Okay, I don't know if you've seen the message I sent to you
Hmm.
that they're taking cell phones away from children for 30 days in Jamaica. Did you see that post I sent to you?
They're taking cell phones away from children for 30 days in Jamaica.
Yes, in the
Yeah,
schools.
yeah, I didn't see that.
Okay, well, I sent you a message saying they were taking cell phones away from children.
Where did
It's
you send
causing
that
them
message?
to be in harm's way.
Okay,
And
what?
I wanted to find out why you haven't talked about that because that's more important than people that's going to jail and all that other stupid stuff.
Well, what's important to me might not be important to you. So, you don't get to tell
Well,
me
it's
what's
more important
important
because
to
it's
me.
about our children.
Well, yeah, but you don't get to tell me what's more important to me. You could ask me how come I haven't spoken about it, but you can't tell me what's more important.
Children isn't important to
No
you,
disrespect. Of course, and everybody knows that. I have 6 children and they're my everything.
but
But
you're in America. You're not in Jamaica.
I'm always in Jamaica and I have many family
But your
members in
children
Jamaica.
do not go to school in Jamaica.
But I have many family members who are very close to me who I would kill and die for that have many children that go to school in Jamaica. My family is an extension of myself. I don't know how you and your family get down, but me and my family roll different.
Okay, but my
Their children
question
are
to
my
you
children.
was, my question to you was,
Your question to me was, did I know about it? And I said no. So if I
okay,
don't
and
know
I'm going
about
to ask you
something,
another
if I
question.
don't know about something, I can't speak on it. So what,
Okay, well, I put
all
a
you should have
text
said
message
was,
in
all
your
you should have
chat.
said was, SouFlo, go look it up.
No, I
Or
sent you a text message.
yeah, but don't tell me about what's more important. I get millions of. Listen, I've opened my stuff. Where did you send the text message at?
Hold on. Let me see the
Did you
name.
send it on WhatsApp, Facebook,
Yeah, I
Twitter,
put it on one of your.
Instagram?
I put it in one of your chats that you put in there.
See, you don't even know where you sent it at.
I do. I can find it. Trust me. I know where I sent it. It's one of your one of your videos that you put up about some gang members or some crap like that.
See, and here we go again. Okay, so listen. Before we go too far down the wrong path, because I'm not in the mood to go back and forth on nothing.
I'm not trying to go back and forth
negative
with either as well.
Yeah, if you can
I just
tell me,
wanted to know,
listen.
can you put this?
If you
Okay,
can
well, I'm
tell
gonna let you.
me where I can find it, I can go
Okay, I'm
and
gonna tell
look
you
at
now.
it.
Hold on. You can go ahead and keep talking while I look it up.
No, that's okay. I'll wait for you to tell me where I can find it so I can cut this call off and get back to what I was on before. Some of them kind of women a man have to deal with at them yard, talk to you the same way. But but this is a perfect example. Everything is in divine order. This is a perfect example which will fit right into the topic. It was in one of what?
Your home videos that you put in your home.
See, you don't even know where you sent it at. When you
It don't matter. I'm not gonna go back and forth with you about where it's at. I asked you, did you see it?
Bye, bitch. Listen, hey, listen. I give everybody leeway and respect, right? But don't listen. Let me tell the people I'm say already. Me a Jamaican, true and true. So suck your mother can fly out anytime. Just proceed with caution. Proceed with caution. And these kind of things. I up to the fool. Live on the air with SouFlo. Good morning.
SouFlo.
Yes, ma'am.
What is going on today?
I don't know. Some mad woman calling. I don't know if our man never serviced her right in a while and she's stressed out or what. I don't know. But
she just sound like somebody demon possessed. She just come just
drama. You know.
My girl, you're nasty. Your spirit dirty.
Thank you. You know what she remind me of? I was smiling in Walmart one day, right? Quickly. I was smiling in Walmart one day and a woman approached me. I hear what the woman approached me and said. She said, pardon my language, everybody, kind of know me not like the cussing, but she was like, the fuck you smiling about? And I was like, who the woman I talked to? Because I was just smiling. And she was like, I said, me? She said, yeah, you. The fuck you smiling about? I said, so hear me now. I got sarcastic because I'm like, I woke up this morning healthy. I got a lot of kids and they're all healthy. I have a lot to be thankful for. It's a beautiful day. I'm smiling. She goes, ain't nothing to fucking smile about, and walk away. So you gotta understand that in the world we live in, there's people out here who head chip from morning, whatever they're going through. Like sometimes I feel sorry for them. Cause I don't know what them I go through. You know what I mean? You don't know what they're going through. But
my girl, whatever you're going through, keep it to you. It's too early in the morning for this.
Seriously.
Ew. If this is how you carry on in your life, I see why you're unhappy.
That right there. God. That right there.
No, don't come back. I'm just like, what in the world?
All she could have said was, SouFlo, I sent you a message. Did you see it? I said no.
She sounded like she's ready to fight.
Yeah. I'm asking, where did you send it? Yeah. People send me messages on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, here, like all these different platforms. I'm one person. I can't be on 5, 6 platforms at the same time. So just tell me where you sent it, and it's that much importance to you. I will go look at it. I could have went and looked it up right now while she was on the phone. But
right, my girl, go right to Galena. Okay. If it's that pressing, go
Write the Gleaner, go write the Observer.
I saw.
Anyway,
Yo, man, that's my friend. Let me get.
Don't let people with them demonic possessed spirit dampen the movie. You just get started.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh my.
Exactly. So big up yourself. I'm about to get into this. All right.
Good.
Boy, so hi. Remix. The Satan send that one the remix. All right, so sip ginger tea and go on. The forum is open for the comment section. Yes, if you don't see anybody in the comment section getting disrespectful and too out the way, I'm gonna just point them out to me. So I'll just quickly block them and then we'll continue. Right. As far as the calls go, you can call in. I don't have a problem, and you're free to have your opinion here. Just don't be disrespectful. I don't disrespect people, and I don't tolerate disrespect. We can have a spirited argument, but we can't disrespect each other. See it? All right. Live on the air with SouFLo. Good morning.
Good morning, SouFLo.
Good morning, family.
I was the person that called you the other day about finding my sister. From New Jersey. I make some contact back home trying to find them pictures that I was trying to get to send to you, but they can't find it back here.
Okay, so what's happening with your sister? Did they locate your sister?
No, I told you that I don't get them tickets and took me, put it up.
Right, and you never got them to me. But I'm asking you, what's the update with your sister?
Actually, I don't get update on that, bro.
Okay.
So I'm not even what's the next step. I'm kind of.
I remember you. You're the one that said that your sister you guys grew up apart, but she's still out there, and you had some pictures of her from probably when she was small and all that, right?
Yeah. Plus I got an adult too, but I don't find her.
You can't find him.
Yeah, okay. They can.
Okay. Well, when you can find anything pertaining to her, you can send it to me at SouFLoTV@gmail.com. Okay.
Yeah, because I'm going out to and do on the ground. So if not, I don't know what to make.
All right. Well, I wish you all the best with that. Just let me know I can help you. If I can be of help, then I will.
All right. Thank you very much.
All right, family. Bless. All right. So this morning we're going to be talking about three things. See, we're going to be talking about the architect that got executed, more like a hit yesterday, day before yesterday in Jamaica. Yesterday it came out from higher ups that the men who did it seem to have been well trained. I said some things yesterday which I knew was right along the lines of that. We're going to talk about that. 10-year-old girl. One article says she's 10, another one says she's 9 years old. Them dash her away. She was raped and thrown in the bushes. Raped and killed and thrown in the bushes. We're going to talk about that. And of course, we're going to talk about the Andre case trial. Live on the air with SouFLo. Good morning. That device. Good morning. All right, turn off your device. All right, talk to me now. What?
Morning, SouFLo.
Morning, family. Welcome. Martha?
Marsha from Jamaica.
Marsha. All right, Marsha, welcome.
Just the point, what the lady was saying about taking away phones in schools and so forth.
Right.
SouFLo, that has been forever. I am 35 years old, and I used to go to high school in Linstead. And everybody can attest, when you take your phone to school, they will take it away. The principal will take it away, and then the parents come and retrieve it. So what she's asking you, why you don't talk about it, that is not a big issue to talk about, because phones are distraction, as we know, as parents.
So the children are not allowed to have their phones while they're in school?
It's not allowed. They can take their phone to school because some schools allow it.
Right.
But it is a distraction because you're not supposed to have it on your person during school hours or using it in class.
Right.
You understand? So that's what she's calling about to tell you why you're not talking about. That's rubbish, because that has been something forever. It's not just yesterday, it's an issue.
Seeing.
You understand? It has been forever. So Just
now what
article? Just continue.
All right, my friend. Thank you. I appreciate you. Thank you.
No problem.
Yeah. So, and one of the things we're going to talk about is much more important than cell phone in school. We're going to talk about this young girl. Matter of fact, before we let's save the Andre something for last, right? Let's talk about this situation with this little girl. So, beautiful little 9-year-old girl. Someone must have seen, is what the article says. Yesterday, day before yesterday, I see an article put up, young girl went missing. Couple hours later, young girl found in bushes, raped and killed. And I said, God damn, man, raped and killed, 9 years old, right? This morning or yesterday afternoon, 42-year-old male in custody. And then a little bit more update on that says this man is in relations with the mom of the little girl that got raped and thrown in the bushes dead. And that's how she was found. Now, they have a problem when I use the word dashwe. Oh my God, you're so callous. Why would you use the word dashwe when talking about a person? All right. But them print in the paper, discarded. She was discarded. So now dashwe discarded mean. I true me not use the Queen's English and say she was discarded into the nearby bushes. She was dashwe. I that them go to the little girl, dash her away like she a garbage, right? I guess it sounds too harsh for them and discarded sounds better. Anyway, above all that, listen to this. New Hanover, Nordia Edwards is convinced that someone must have heard her 9-year-old daughter Nikita Noel screaming as she was being murdered on Wednesday. Her only daughter was very loud. She was just a loud child. She said, so she is holding on to hope that someone heard or saw something that will lead to her killer being caught and convicted. I can stop right there and tell you this. Them can loud all them want loud. Big woman loud too. And when fear grip you, you go silent. You understand? At that moment when you realize what is about to happen to you, you forget how to scream. You open your mouth to scream and nothing don't come out. So I know you think she was loud, mommy, and she must have been screaming loud and people could have heard. But I'm telling you, is a child that was obviously dealing with a grown man. Her mouth could have been muffled, all kind of something could have not gone. Anyhow, the child's vicious murder dominated the national discussions for much of Thursday and has been roundly condemned by many, including the Prime Minister, Andrew Holness, Education Minister, Favour Williams, House Speaker Marissa Dalrymple, Philibert, and other members of Parliament. Nikita's horrifying murder is a shock to our collective consciousness, our conscience, and sense of community, and can only be described as evil, is what the Prime Minister said. Now, my heart goes out to Nikita's family and loved ones, and I'm sure that the entire Jamaica is praying for the family at this very sad time. Let me stop again before we go any further. 7 years now I've been calling for this, right? I know some things we can't blame government and Prime Minister for when we're out here killing our own family members over dead left on land that no have nothing to do with government and Prime Minister. When we're out here kidnapping and raping and murdering our little children, that don't have nothing to do with Prime Minister and all that. That have to do with us as a people, the mindset of some of the people that live among us. Now, yes, these things happen everywhere across the world, right? However, may I deal with little Jamaica right now? This incident right here is not no new incident. It's been happening, and she ain't the first that this happened to, or the second, or the third, or the fourth, or the fifth. But all the years I've been doing this right here. So I've been always calling for 7 years now. I'm saying Jamaica needs to be put in a fishbowl. Let me explain. That's what they call China. China is in a fishbowl. That's what they call the UK. They're in a fishbowl, especially London. Cameras every friggin' where. Cameras everywhere. They're investing so much money in Jamaica, like billions and billions of dollars, into putting up new hotels and new all-inclusive, these wonderful, beautiful oases that are locked off and afforded to only people with money and all that. But they're coming to the island where this is the reality for a lot of children and grown people. So put these cameras everywhere. Get some of that money and invest. Me don't want to hear no more talk about Jamaica is really a poor country, you know, SouFLo, them can't afford to put cameras everywhere. It's an investment into our safety. If the country not safe for our children, how can it be a glorious country? Live on the air with SouFLo. Good morning.
Good morning, SouFLo and family.
Good morning, family. Do you have us on a speaker or Bluetooth or something?
Yeah, I'm gonna put it on Bluetooth.
Please take it.
All right, is that okay?
There you go.
All right, sorry about that. Yeah, great topic. I just want to be your attention to two things. And I talk about this all the time. There are a lot of sick people out there who are targeting single women with children. They don't want you, they want your children. And that's what happens.
You've heard me talk about that many a times now, right? If you tune in and listen.
Yes.
How predators move.
We're like women, we are the nurturers, we are the protectors. Come on, we're going to protect our children.
All right.
The second issue, there's a situation going on where children were abandoned yesterday at the transport centers in Jamaica because the taxi drivers have been told if they don't have the proper equipment to carry children, they face a $10,000 fine.
Right. So taxis now have to have a car seat.
Yes. Why
for every child.
Government arrange the school buses to be there to serve? So we already have this issue with children disappearing, being raped, cut up, whatever. And it's like, here we are now, there's a whole bunch of fresh meat just waiting at transportation centers. But I'm embarrassed. It's like some people just have a knee-jerk reaction and they're not using their brain if they want them.
Right.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you. I'll expound on that. I appreciate you. Thank you. All right. So in keeping in line with the safety of our children and all that, right? Like the ladies were called earlier and talked about, but your children are not. Listen, I have family members that I will murk you for them, and their children are my children. You understand? So I don't understand the logic there. Maybe that's how they treat their family. But listen, I saw a video yesterday of mothers standing out in the streets and taxi fly past them and it's getting late and they're trying to get home. So I guess the Jamaican government now is saying that if taxis pull up and don't have baby seat or child seat for children, they can't carry the children, as they're going to get some enormous amount of fine. You know them already having a problem paying whatever ticket fines and whatever fines else they have, right? So to add this to that now, what's the solution? They said, well, they should be taking the JUTC bus. Well, me come from a part of Jamaica, which part me never see a JUTC bus yet. So me want to know how that going to work in our rural parts of Clarendon, Dessa, Manchester, Galchester, wherever you want to call it, them place there. Me not see JUT, there is no JUTC buses around there. The buses don't go everywhere. So are these taxi drivers now are going to start avoiding and leaving mother and our picnic out a roadside when it's getting dark, like the caller just said, exposing them to more unsafety? And you're screaming about, oh, they must take the JUTC bus. Do the JUTC buses have seats, like children's seats on them? You know, I'm kind of like tired of seeing these people who are in these positions of power that just do and say what them feel like, do and say. And every single time, what them call poor people or the lesser people or regular Jamaican people, every time the people them get them little head above water, them duck them with more water again. Under the water we go again. It's just like we have so much more important things to think about. And why are you pressuring the people them in this manner and implementing these unnecessary foolishness? Yes, children need car seat, right? But we have way more other things to think about than car seat right now. Me not hear no story about no picnic a fly out a car and all these things. You need to slow down some of those drivers on the road who thinks it's fast and furious, my boss, 100 miles per hour down the road and kill off people. How about you put some radar detectors out there and more police officers on that beat to monitor that part? Because last year alone, Jamaica lost 598, I believe, almost 600 people or something like that. Don't quote me, it could have been 498, almost 500 people to road issues, cars just crashing. So it's not really about babies in car seats. You pressure the poor taxi man them who can't even afford to pay the little ticket them that they have now already. And now here you come with this. And then you don't see what's going on with our children. And now they must be left out a roadside. It don't make no sense to me. It doesn't make any sense to me. So this woman we are calling talk about take her cell phone from. We have more pressing issues. And you can tell she wasn't even Jamaican. So I don't know what she think important to Jamaicans. Maybe she needed to talk to some Jamaicans so she can figure out what's really the pressing issues for us. See? Because contract killing, murders, that is a pressing issue for we. Our children, them safety with all these predators around us and nobody getting caught. That is a pressing issue for us. There are way more things that are pressing than take a cell phone in a school. Matter of fact, I hope the teacher them take with the damn cell phone them in a school because most of these kids nowadays, they see them here. And then next thing you know, teacher teach lesson and them new dance them I learn on TikTok. And it's like invading their minds. I see my children doing it. Anyhow, back to that story here. My heart goes out to Nikita's family and loved ones, and I'm sure that the entire Jamaica is praying for the family at this very, very sad time. Now, our society must never become numb to the increasing barbarity of violent acts. Well, sir, we numb already. We numb Narati. I can't even tell you how numb, you know, when time dentists juke up your jaw with Novocaine before them do the whatever them are doing there, and you can bite your lip and can't feel it. So we numb. We numb. We numb because this ain't new to us. We numb because violence has become our everyday thing. We look forward really to who the Jamaican people so numb. If you do a story in Jamaica about Jamaica and it's a feel-good story, an upliftment story, them skip past it. I'm gonna see what really are going. Blood fire them chop out my boy the head back and them kill them. The two of them get shot up last night round or so. That's become their entertainment now. So we're numb. So too late for telling us don't become numb. We've been numb. We have been numb. Just me doing these stories constantly. You know, sister, me not really put them up like that no more. I used to put them up all the time. I had to take a break, my friend, because I was becoming desensitized. And I am a U.S. Army infantry combat veteran. I seen shit that the average person, if the average person seen some of the stuff I've seen without the mindset that I've developed through my years in the military, they would need a whole lot of help to readjust to being normal. And Jamaica alone news traumatized me. So yeah, we're numb. We're numb and we've been numb. Anyhow, our society must never become numb to the increasing barbarity of violent acts. The society must clearly define and defend the moral line by speaking out against the unequivocally condemning these violent acts and supporting measures that will bring the perpetrators to justice. For this reason, the government is urgently amending Offenses Against the Person Act to provide stiffer penalties for those who terrorize and prey upon our people, particularly vulnerable and innocent children. And no one will come with that. Every time something, they're so, and I've said this before and I'll say it again, they are so reactive instead of proactive. And every time them do it, here we, well, at least we'll start somewhere. And then nothing else happened. So one bag of big talk all the time. Such barbaric criminals must be in no doubt that the country wants them separated from the society, rotted. Hear me, man. Anytime Jamaica gets serious about crime from the higher up level, especially crimes like these, you see, we are absolutely sure that you are the one that take with the people, them like a 9-year-old daughter, drug her into nearby bushes, undressed, raped her, strangled her, left her there, your neck for pop. You supposed to either see a firing squad or you supposed to see hang, pop your neck with rope. We don't need no fancy nothing. We don't need no fancy nothing. We don't need all the long, nice bed where them stretch them out and strap them in. We don't need no anesthesiologist and undertaker to come administer humanely any kind of injection so you can quietly fall asleep and don't wake back up. We don't need none of that. You need some jungle justice. Them need to let you go in one part of Clarendon where the man them machete long and sharp. And then we chop up your blouse and skirt like one time we slaughter hog and I get ready to send meat go to market. That we need. We need, if the government's going to get on board, we need to actually be serious about, so serious about it. Listen. In some of these Middle Eastern countries, if you steal and you are convicted of stealing, they remove that hand. Them not take your life. Them just take one hand. Now, if you're brave enough to go thief again with your one hand, them take the other hand. When them take the other hand, you don't have no more hands to steal with. Them never kill you. You're still alive. You understand? And if them can do that for that, why can't we do chemical castration and all other things for people like these? You rape, the woman never tell you, say she want, give you some, you take it, chemically castrated. That means you will look at that thing for the rest of your life and it can't work. You understand? You can honey all you want, honey, it not gonna work for you ever. Kill it right there. Him never kill nobody, him rape, but him probably kill her spiritually. See? Kill that right there, so. That's a punishment. She have to live with what you did to her for the rest of her life. You need to live with something for the rest of your life too. The man here rape woman and go prison and come out in 2 and 3 years. God a prison go, yo dog, yeah man, yo dog, around us, so them have we, so we gotta go out, survive. That's what I say. And come back out in a few years, come all do the same thing again, and these kind of things. If you're killing children, you need to die. That's how you tell people, say, them valuable to you. That's how I tell my kids they're valuable to me. Daddy will lose everything to protect you. I will murder people to protect you. How if you're the government and you're really serious about the children, start kill them people here. And don't take no long years. Nobody sitting on death row for no 10, 15 years and them of taxpayer money, 3 meals a day, and around there, dap up them brethren and talk about, yo, dog, I see me, and get serious about it. Stop the long talking in a pretty suit, tailor-made suits. Stop the big long talking and get to it. Get plain and simple, man. Now, Nikita, who was fondly called Joanna, she would have celebrated her 10th birthday on March 1st. Y'all know my daughter, Nika 8, Nika about to be 9. So she in that same age group there. Now, when I think about that little girl, I think about my own daughter. I don't know, so nothing nice wouldn't go on. Y'all be reading about me. It is believed that she was raped. Her body was found discarded in bushes by a search party that was launched after she went missing. She was wearing her entire Escher primary school uniform. Her backpack was still on her back. They're not even give the little girl a chance to take off her backpack off her back. She was also not far from her house. Joanna, she not deserve this. One daughter, and them do her like that. This is what her distraught mom was screaming, right? On Thursday. She first had an inkling that something was wrong Wednesday evening when there was no sign of her daughter, even though her driver, the taxi man that carried her back and forth, her driver said that, me drop her off, our yard. So mommy sounds the alarm and a search began. Big up to the people them who joined in with her. That's what we're supposed to do. That's the kind of Jamaica I came up in. When anything go wrong in our community, that's how the whole of we join in. And right away, you can't come into them place to come do nothing and feel like you can just come out of that and get away with that. But anyhow, we've lost that. So big up to the people them in the communities them that are still holding their place down like that. Because it takes a village for real. See it? So mommy sound the alarm, people come out and them start search for our little girl. Edwards is appealing to anyone with information to please come forward. And if anybody in the community knows something, speak up. Speak up if anybody know anything, because people always on the road and somebody must have seen something is what she's begging, what she's saying. You know the sad part about this? The sad part about this is some of them people here are good listener and them not saying nothing. Them not saying nothing because of them friend with it. Then we go around the corner and say, blood clot, brother, you're mad, you know? You're sick, you know? What you do that to a little girl for? But them now come tell nobody else, say, I him do it, you know? I've seen a guy one of the stories I've covered in recent times, this guy was also rapist slash, matter of fact, is the one that they couldn't catch. Because every time them run upon him, he had a new makeshift little something in the woods. And he had a mattress in there with a little girl in there, all these things. And when them run upon the place based on intelligence that they got, he was gone already again, right? They eventually captured him. But the scene, when you went into that hut, when you see the blood and stuff with it up on the mattress, and it says, yes, she was sexually assaulted and blah, blah, blah. You know, say a woman did I protect him? Women were protecting that. So let that sink in. Our own women were protecting that. Me don't know why. But anyhow, this part of the story, a man has been taken into police custody for his own safety, not because they arrested him, not because he is of high concern might be involved with. He's been taken into police custody because of his own safety. After tempers started flaring in the community when word starting to spread of Nikita's death. Up to press time, he had not been charged, so his name is withheld from this particular article. Investigators are comfortable to say that the person that is in custody is of prime interest to the investigation, and they are confident that a particular course will be taken soonest. This is what Assistant Commissioner of Police in charge of that area, one Clifford Chambers, said on Thursday evening. We know that the mother's intimate partner, they had an issue between them. Mommy and our man did have an issue between them. And that is one of the lines of inquiry which is being followed. He added that investigators will speak with 3 children who walked home from school with Nikita. Remember, a taxi man said drop her off when I'm supposed to drop her off, you know, which are close to our house. Then she would have walked, go up her yard, and there were supposedly 3 other children that walked with her. So the police have those 3 children to question them. And they're saying that we will talk to those 3 children that walked from school with Nikita in the presence of their parents and representatives from the School Protection and Family Services Agency. Those left shattered by Nikita's death include our schoolmates from Esther Primary. Grief counselors were at the school on Thursday providing support as they sang inspirational songs. One girl rested her head on her desk, tears just flowing down her cheeks. A counselor quietly went to her side. The children were encouraged to express their feelings, and one of their more touching notes to Nikita read, I hope you are having a nice day in heaven. And pardon my language. You see all them bumble walla. Listen, man. This is what we talk about when we talk about our children being traumatized and then they grow up to be traumatized adults, because they definitely won't be getting the amount of counseling that is needed to process all this BS out. And then on top of that, they will be witnessing more. Because I know that Jamaica murder central for we. Murder happen every day. Everybody knows somebody will get killed already, or know somebody who has a close family member or something. So it's like constant trauma, pan rape, pan top of murder, pan top of constant molestation, pan top of them dirty thinking manner where I feel up and take where people pick me and do all these kind of things. It's a battlefield for our children, really. It's a battlefield for our children. You know, so that's why more time, you know, to listen to when time people talk, because you see, if you're not about creating a life for your children to come up out of certain, like me, I don't want my children to have any idea of what the frig poverty is, of what being unprotected is. I want them to be as oblivious to that life as possible. So when you do your loose talk, you see, if you're not one of those that are setting that kind of foundation for the youth them, and especially for the one them that you're walking around here fathering and stuff, then don't talk to me. Don't talk to me, because it rough out the fee picnic them. Quite plainly put. No nice suit needed. No fancy words. It rough out there for the picnic them. It's a battlefield out there for a lot of these children. Enough of our children them going through stuff that boy, and them have to try and hold it together in front of us to make it seem like, we don't know. Enough of them afraid. They don't even know who to turn to. They don't even know who to talk to. Man, listen. So the principal, Antoinette Wright, told the Observer that Nikita had an award-winning personality. Nikita is a lover of life, and she was quite polite. She was a team player and a leader. She said of the fourth grader who started attending the school 3 years ago. This situation has changed a lot of the emotions that we would normally have. We are deeply hurt. Acting Senior Educator Officer for the primary unit of the Ministry of Education Region 4, Jacqueline Brown, used the opportunity to encourage the parents to be vigilant and to keep in touch with their children after school is dismissed. Somebody are gonna be dumb now and say, well, that's why them not take when they pick them cell phone. The children can have their cell phone. You turn off your cell phone, just like I tell my kids. If your teacher ever call me and tell me that you in class on phone, we're gonna have a big problem. You have your phone. You have your phone in case of an emergency. You know, so my picnic them, not sugarcoat nothing. My kids them go to school in the US. We see a whole heap of school shooting and them something they go on. Me want to know some my youth them can draw for them phone and say, Dad, they shooting up the school. I'm in the back over where the gym is. Please come. And I'm riding out. Right? Okay. School done. Hey, Dad. Soon as practice done. Hey, Dad, we ready. Come get us. We're standing here. We're whatever. But not in class. While teacher try teach you upon TikTok. See? So that's what the cell phone something rests. I want to speak to our parents. And when students leave school and are going home, that we don't assume that they just get home safely. She described the death of young Nikita as heart-rendering. Members of Parliament for Western Hanover, Tamika Davis, who visited the grieving family on Thursday, condemned the violence against the children and women. We must bring an end to this as a parish. No, we must bring an end to this, Ross, as a country. I remember not too long ago, Hanover was considered one of the safest parishes in the island, and look at it now. We have to work together to ensure that we stomp out, nip now, that demon that is rearing its ugly head in this usually quiet parish, is what she said. The baby girl, when I know how I stay already, I like to put a face to the picture, to the story. Her face is on the icon for this, but we can look on her face right there. So this is any of us, baby. This is any of us, child. That poor little child didn't get a chance to grow. That poor little child had dreams and aspirations for herself. That poor little child had a vision where she was going to be a couple of years from now in life and all these things. And a big dirty thinking man felt it necessary to draw her in a bush. Poor picnic not even get a chance. They found her with her school bag still on her back, full of her book them. Now, that kind of wickedness there, you're going to hold them, right? That lapsy ass laws that they have in Jamaica and that judicial system, they're going to hold them, and then judge are going to start think about this rapist murderer's future. Is he rehabilitable? Can we work him back into society? I've seen some advocate, some of them uptown people here, I've seen some advocate lady come out and talk about these stiffer penalties are going to damage the chance for rehabilitation for these convicted criminals. Because, woman, move your... Talk about the victims first. Talk about the victims first. Lost them in the prison. But talk about the victims first. Yeah, talk about long sentences going to hamper rehabilitation for... We need longer sentences. We need some sentence where them sure so they're not coming out. These will start to be a deterrent. A lot of these people really know that Jamaica laws are soft. And that's why they carry on with the stuff that they carry on with. Now, in her particular case, right, this conversation can go down a whole different route. I said this before, I'm going to say it again. Some woman want man like how dry peas want water. So to bring any rotted man come around and picnic them. And the first man you get, yes, and him come meet the picnic them 2 weeks later and moving at your house with your picnic. And you're there and the kids don't have a choice. I've seen situations where the children are telling the mom, like, mommy, me don't like him. And she don't business. Well, you have to go get to learn to like him. Give him a chance, man. I remember one time we baby them did liquor. And one time certain people come around and the baby say, ah! What we used to say. Go watch that person that you know, babies are untainted. So them that is a spiritual frequency kind of thing, right? You think not too right. So why you not listening to your liquor picnic them? Why are you not listening to your children? I don't like him, mommy. You know why she tell you that? She probably see the cringy ass way that he been looking at her. I talk about this all the time. Women do it too. And I notice that now. Women do it too. I see grown-ass women looking at little boys' pants front and staring down little boys and trying to get them to do eye contact with them, trying to make them know, say, I'm flirting with you and I see you with your big nasty self. Me not trust nobody around my picnic them King Bigs. Nobody. And I don't care who's offended, not even their mother. And I want her to be so paranoid that she don't even trust me like that around them. You heard what I just said? I want her to have the same mind frame about my youth them and be powered the same way. I have some dirty nasty man out there who is supposed to be daddy frigging up their biological children. But the stepfather and boyfriend thing and mommy man thing, that's where a lot of this lies. That's where a lot of this lies. Me know for a fact me not do my kids them nothing. And I know for a fact I'll kill for them. But still, I still want their moms to be like, show me that you have my children's interest at heart the same way I have their interest at heart. That means that when the two of we are look out for picking them double safe. No put nothing past nobody. I remember one time I heard one woman I talk about, she said, our daughter said something about she coming through the doorway and how our uncle did I try come through the doorway with her at the same time. So she turned sideways to come through the doorway and him rub up in front for her front. So she was telling her mom, right? Here are. I threw the doorway small man. And your uncle, what in that fit? You couldn't wait till she come. See, nobody can try them something there with me, my friend. Because we don't have no conversation after that. Why are you trying to go through the doorway the same time my daughter try to go through the doorway? We don't have nothing to talk about. That's the thing. A lot of you moms start excusing away stuff. The signs were there. The signs were there. You see my look for your daughter a certain way? Oh, and probably I look how she had grown nice. Like, you know, he's like a father to her. No, I lost him, I lost after her. Don't blood clot. Don't look for me picking them too long. Start excuse with everything. Start giving everybody the benefit of the doubt. Don't even look upon them too long. As I start watching you. There's some cringy ass adults around us. When it comes to our children. Not even know a man can find a little picnic. But that's a whole nother story. You see, I keep doing these videos and I keep trying to, this is the reason I do this, man. I'm trying to educate some of our people because some people just really don't know. Ladies, listen, predators flex in a certain kind of manner. They will come to you as everything that you've ever dreamed of. All along. I know you them see. You picnic them have eyes for. But they got to figure out how to get in there. Let me talk about it again. Remember the documentary? The most serial child predator in the US. They did a documentary with him, and he sit down and documented how him did him thing. He went for low income communities, even though he had some money and could live in better communities. He said he went for mostly places where Section 8 housing and government housing was, because there are mostly single family or mother alone in a them there place there. No man in these houses. So once there ain't a man in the house, then it's easier for him because he knows the chances of retaliation or a man he must go through won't be there. You remember all that? This is real. Applied to you. Applied to you. What's wrong with if you have a dealings with a man and still don't know where you live? Nothing wrong with that. Where you live is your sanctuary. Especially if you have children where you live. I know everybody should be welcome which part you live, my friend. Someone know, oh, he now come inside. Me just saw feed him some dinner upon the veranda. He's coming over. Him shouldn't know where you live. Him shouldn't come through the gate. Him shouldn't enter your house. They don't even take time to get to know these men. They don't even study these men. If you are a single mom and you're raising your child and you feel like you want to take on a man, you better study the man. They like how college students study them book to get straight A's. You hear me just say? You better study that like how college students study them books to get straight A's. And don't let no red flag go. The thing about her stuff is that little girl, me don't know, me I look on the mother funny. Mommy, me know you just lost your daughter and I don't want to add insult to injury, but me I look on you funny too. Because I feel like something might have been going on from before, you know, where you might have turned a blind eye to. Because you did out there ball and talk about Jesus Christ, I don't know what you did and somebody come help me. And you run, go get people quick. Because you know in your soul says something all right. The red flags were there. I kill the people them around there want to kill him, you know, why police go run, go draw him up, you know. All right. There's another part to this. So principal wants spotlight on predators as family, school, and school mourns the slaying of 9-year-old Nikita Noel. They used to call her JoJo. Nadia Edwards said that when she felt a pain in her abdomen on Wednesday evening, she instinctively knew that something terrible had happened to her 9-year-old daughter, Nikita Noel. Hours later, her worst fears would be confirmed as Nikita's body would be discovered, hidden in bushes, a few chains from her home in Q District in Hanover. Nikita was reportedly raped and then strangled by her attacker as she made her way home from school. She said, I was in the police station when I started feeling this pain. And I said to the police, I said, I need to go home because I need to find my daughter. Now, with a tear-stained face, Edwards on Thursday reminisced on the good times with her daughter as she tried to fathom the brutal manner in which they did her. She said Nikita was nice and loving and jovial little girl. My daughter don't go to people's yard, she said. When she got to school, it's straight home after. From the driver, drop her off. So I found it funny that it was getting late and I didn't see her. Noting that Nikita would walk the same path to and from school every day. It's a routine that the 4th grade student had developed since her days attending basic school. The death of this promising student has sent shockwaves throughout the communities. Now on Thursday, students at her school turned out to the wake of the tragedy. The grief was palpable. You could have feel it in the air. As the students paid tribute to their late schoolmate, the principal made an appeal for a national sensitization program regarding predators who are hurting our country's children. She said that this sensitization program will make persons more aware that there are child predators on the loose in our country, and that for persons to take the necessary steps to reduce the number of incidents of this nature. She said, stressing that the issue had national resonance, noting that recent cases of especially young girls being assaulted or abducted, because this is not new, and this young lady, ain't the first and won't be the last. She said that children must not be left unsupervised. They must be monitored, and a proper system should be put in place to ensure their safety. This starts from home. I don't know about you know, but I don't know, I can't trust no man for pick up my 8-year-old, 9-year-old and carry her to and from, and then she have to go walk the rest of the way or nothing like that. That's why I can't beat people about their socioeconomic status. And I can't say, oh, if you're poor, you're not have picnic. But I like to see more people be cautious and start elevate themselves first before they start having children. Because you see, if me have to go push pram out a road and catch bus and taxi, and then my youth them drop off here, so and me have to go there, so and then if nothing happen, me have to go catch a cab and go back, go meet them. And no, me not in that. Me not in that. Me want multiple vehicles sit down in my yard, so if one broke down, me can jump in at the next one. And me pick them me I think about. Because as them say, bam, I want to zing and be right there. I want to be able to drop them off and pick them up, or organize with them mother or granny. Somebody drop them off and pick them up, but not no strange man. And they're definitely not walking the road from home to school to home at 8 years old. Now, the funny thing is, when I was growing up in Jamaica, I was that age walking. 7-year-old, 6 years old, walk a great distance. Nobody never do nothing to it because those were different times. You out a road and do something? Hey, me see you, you know. Don't make me tell Mass Clevey, you know. And we run go out with business. None of them never tried draw away and nothing like that. That was when we had a strong community. That was when we were among our tribe and they cared. Things gone different, we are different. That came with the moral decay of our society. Yeah, when we start accepting everything, and when we get internet and everybody have porn 24 hours free, and everybody get freak out and want do a foreign do and all these other things, and left people alone, let them live them life, man. If they want to freak out, them freak out, and if the girl want to do this, she do this. She a wife, so what if she married? If she want 50 man on the side, a fear her body. That's one of the conversations that came up yesterday while we were going over the Andre Mcdonald trial. One woman said, even if she did have 55 sidemen, I said, look at this shit. Here you are, a grown woman. I talk about a married woman with a committed husband, even if she have 55 sidemen, and for us hold that car, fear her body. So what's the incentive for a good man to marry today? If that's the mentality. If you are one of them women that will feel like say you feel have a bag of man car your body, then leave people boy pick me alone. And stop come talk about marriage. Go and go have your bag of man. But you see where it leads to. The principal said I'm going to discuss stuff with the teachers and the students, and this must be taken, you know, they want the parents to be more involved with their children. Make sure you carry them, go to school and pick them up if you can, or depend on reliable, trustworthy people, etc., etc. And not just anybody can come pick up a picnic and carry them, go where and there. Not anybody could sign out my kids from school and pick them up. If you not me, or you not their mom, you can't get them. and you have to come with government ID, and you have to be in their system. We discussed with our parents at the onset of the school term that students must be taken to and from school promptly, and we are pleased. Maybe they could implement more a school bus system where the children them are dropped right there so at them yard. I don't know. We're just brainstorming solutions. The sex registry, JamaicanTV.com, big up yourself. The sex registry is private. That's another thing. The sex registry is private. So all a man can rape and kill a little girl and go to 20 years of prison and come out and move right back in to the same community and start look for the next potential victim right away. None of the residents in that community will know. The sex registry in Jamaica is private. And you know them say, no SouFLo, nobody push for them make that public because people were dead. Well, that's a rotted deterrent, isn't it? Yeah, left people pick me alone because when you go do your prison time and come out, we still all kill you. Because from we look you up and say you're in there. The sex registry in the US actually tells you exactly what they went in for. So when you look on the Monday, you can say, well, him they got prison for rape, but I do want adult, and him I want woman getting a one situation. Me not getting a them grown people business that them thing that, but me still all watch him. It tell you the next man under film picture, it says a minor under the age of 12. You start pre that one the different. You say, okay, I pick me you love. Then it says he's a repeat offender and blah, blah, blah. It tell you everything. So I don't know why Jamaica don't get on board like 2023 and into the future. The people need to know. The people need to know. The headmistress said that the school can verify that Nikita was picked up by her taxi driver who picks her up all the time. So the taxi driver is a trusted person, and the school can verify that he was the person that picked her up and dropped her off near her gate. Alarm bells went off when her mom saw that time was getting late. But hear what? Something mixed up in that story. Something mixed up in that story. We will hear what those three, you know, some feel like say, yeah, we will hear. I'm not even going to speculate no further. We'll hear once they question, and then I'll come back to this one more, right? We're going to left it right there. Because again, I don't want to add insult to injury, but I have a theory. Police are theorizing that the mother, they know for a fact that this is the mother's partner, and they're theorizing because them said the mother and her man did some problems, and then this. Let me end this part by saying this. Nothing where you and your woman are go through should end in you doing anything to her children, especially not that. Especially not that. Remember we cover a story where the man take with the woman's son and cut him short because you remember the man deportee come down from foreign and him live a life in Jamaica and have a nice job and everything like that. We covered that story, and then the mother find out about his background, saying burn down a house in England and nearly kill a woman over there, so, and it was because of domestic violence, beat her half to death, them send him come back to Jamaica. So the mother was like, oh shit, all right, listen, me no want there with you no more. So, but she not tell him, say I find out, she find out in past. She just said this is not somebody, but by then she had already introduced this man to our child and a bond had formed. So the man used to call the little boy, come, I could go down the road, go buy ice cream, and him gone with the man. So this day when him take with the woman's son, and that him do. And the little boy, real father, was just around the corner. Matter of fact, him walk past the little boy, real father, go call the little boy. Where your mother there? She not there. Him know so she not there, you know. Come on. Come go down the road, go get some ice cream. And that's when he was last seen. Revenge because he feels bitter that the woman didn't want him no more. But you rape the little girl with her school bag on her back, still strangle her, kill her because you and her mother did in an argument. That don't make no sense. You feel dead. You feel dead. Right, that's all. Say her name, man, and don't forget this poor little girl. And we will stay on top of this story until we see what comes of it. And remember, when I tell you, there are others out there that's going through it. And it's not going to end good for enough of them too. We'll hear these stories again. We've been hearing them for years now. Terry Dixon says some of them mama have to lose them children cause them too desperate. No man can be around my kids like that. See? And that's the thing. But when you talk to a woman in 2022 and 2023, you're a man that's trying to control her and tell her how to live, and you're narcissistic and you're this and you're that. How about I'm protective? How about me see something where you not see? I'm trying to get you to avoid. Anyhow, moving right along to the next story now. The last story for the morning is going to be the case, the trial, because I want to hear everybody's opinion on that. But moving right along to the next story. Yesterday, we said the architect was gunned down. And I said to you as my audience that was a hit. Not only was that a hit, that was definitely a hit that was ordered by somebody of prominence, and it was executed by somebody. I don't know who me do want to say no, but me now read between my lines. Who there in Jamaica were well trained with gun use and mix up in a corruption and wear uniform and stop get catching a frigate? Who moonlight as one thing and then the next thing in a daylight? We can't catch a break, honestly. We can't catch a break. Them drain out the youth, them stress them out. Then them go for the brightest of our society, those upward mobile people, those movers and shakers, and start knock them off to get with them access. It's weird. It's weird. So me and the Gleaner not friends again. So it's like me can't access my article when me want access. I don't know why. I paid my fee. I usually get information from the Gleaner that is specially accessed that you have to pay for. Something I go on with them credit card reader or something, because I surely paid my fee, Gleaner, and still can't get me information. So somebody has sourced that information and says the attacker who murdered the noted architect Ihan Darling appears to have been well trained or been exposed to some training in terms of firearms, says Deputy Commissioner of Police Fitz Bailey. Now, when Fitz Bailey made that statement, I left a comment over there. I said, sir, there's a difference between well-trained and exposed to some training. If I'm going into combat and you have been only exposed to some training, me don't want you near my team. I want well-trained. So there's a difference. Boy, Bramall right, it looks so. It looks so, sis. It look like them block me. Because I wrote to them and they don't want to clear it up. Them better just make sure so them not taking my money off my card still. But me pay membership in full. I went and checked. It was paid. And suddenly I can't access the information anymore that you have to pay to get. Anyhow, them said the persons who did this looks like they were well trained or they have some form of training in firearms. Bailey's theory on the 42-year-old murder may have been based on the narrow radius of the bullet holes on the shattered windscreen of Darling's Nissan X-Trail motor vehicle in the Tuesday evening attack. Now, that's the first thing that I saw. See, we call that a shot group, right? And that shot group was tight. We call that a tight shot group. That shot group there, if you look on the windshield, remember, I know, them shoot him up already, right? And him run off our road and crash. When him crash and him vehicle stopped, they went in front of the vehicle and shot through the windscreen. And it's a tight shot group. That tight shot group means that you know the fundamentals of firing that firearm accurately. And you're able to place 3 to 5 rounds or even more in this circle also. Man, when I have no firearm training, when them a bust gun, them bust it, bye, and the gun kick and them hand jump, so shot fly go deso, and deso, and deso, and deso, and deso, and deso. Man who know how and have been trained, they know how to concentrate them bullets to one circle. It's called a shot group. And this is exactly what Fitzbailey said, put them on to this theory. It's a hired hit, for sure, alibi. Now, him said the radius of the bullet holes on the shattered windscreen of the man's Nissan XL Trail motor vehicle on Tuesday evening, that is what have him theorizing that. Now, Darling died behind the wheel at the intersection of Cargill and Skibbo. This ain't no way for somebody who is of this man's makeup to die. Our citizens shouldn't be going out like this. Not our progressive, productive citizens. You know, people are going to throw stuff in our ring now, boy. You know what him do to somebody, you know. You see a man SouFLo, but you don't really know what him involved in, you know. All that too. I will put that into theory because I don't really know. So I can't say. But as far as we know, him never in a nothing. Architecture is his thing. It takes up a great part of his life. He's highly dedicated to it, and he is wildly successful at it. And him work hard feet. And him take on some big contracts. Now I'm starting to think, who stands in line next to take these contracts? You know, this kind of remind me of when my cousin, I told y'all, I said, yo, do you want to open one restaurant bar beachside in Jamaica? Because I could see myself getting old that way and having a lounge, bar and restaurant upon the beach. And I can do that till them have to carry me outside, go sun me. I'm a retirement thing that to myself. When I explain that to my cousin said, cuz, I know some business go to Jamaica, cause you come down here and open one of them there. And somebody have one of them already. And you start do better than them, probably because you're able to finance it better and make your thing look a certain way more or whatever. Then we make sure that people don't come there. I say, when my advertising game and all these things, man, everything, him say, no, you know, understand what I say? Then we make sure that people don't come there. Shut it up. Kill people over there. Blight up your business. Maybe even burn it down or get rid of you. And I started thinking, I was like, damn, that's how we roll. Ramping Wonderland says some of these rich white Jamaicans have their own little army on payroll. Yes, but it seems like that's what you have to do. That seems like that's what you have to do. Because once you start to climb through the ranks and start to get noticed as Mr. Upper Echelon, like he's achieving wild things, them start look for you from all angles. Those who are in the field that you're in, I explained this already, people cuss me out. Here we go again. Those who are in the field that you're in, could have been construction. Other construction companies are your competition. Even the Chinese people, them other Chinese restaurants and businesses are their competition and these kind of things. See, you go out there now, go try open up one of them same business there, and you see what go on. So they're competing for But I mean, Jamaica not that big enough. They're competing for what is available on the island. And unlike US where you can say, well, it's 50 states here, and each one of them states are way bigger than even Jamaica. So if things now work out, cause too much architect there in Miami, we can move go this or we can move go this or we can move go to our next 49 options. I want little Jamaica. So when a bunch of highly educated and very skilled architects buck up on the island and decide to, I want to start my business here and this is my dream, you're stepping on somebody's toes. You come for share. We no want share. So if I can start saying we can get rid of you real quick because the money gone now. And worse, when you're dealing with cutthroat business. Oh, him saying we do it for how much? SouFLo saying we do it for $1 million. Give me 500,000. We can't do the same thing with him though. Matter of fact, here's my portfolio. I do the same exact thing he does. Quality, same way. I will do it for half the price. I start to move like that. It could be, I mean, anyways, his common law partner with whom he lived and shared 2 young children told the Gleaner that she has been distraught since receiving the terrible news. All this me would have looked upon like, did this man have a life insurance policy? How much was in it and who is the beneficiary? Because some of them women will kill you and then come cry. Just like how my girl did a plot for Andre. Come to Jamaica, I see somebody in the comment section. That's a lie. She didn't want to. Yeah, okay. Come to Jamaica. And the man said, no, because you not listen to Bujo, and me not listen to Bujo. So we are going to Bujo concert for. Hold on there. Imagine she had came back a widowed spouse of a military, high-ranking military officer. Everybody feels sorry for her. Wait a couple months, remarried, new life, new husband, side man turned front man. Anyhow, lady, me not accuse you. I'm just saying. I'm looking. And that's another thing. People get sensitive. Oh my God, why you say that? Listen, we see this happen all the time. So if you don't have nothing to hide, don't feel no way. This is me turning stones over and exploring all possibilities. I put ideas out there. Me looking everywhere. She said he was like a person that was of a lot of things. But first for him was his architectural company. He did a lot of building here in Kingston. Big, nice building them, you know. He did a lot of building here in Kingston. There is 20 South. There is Parkhurst. There is just so much, so many. And the woman requested that her name and her identity not be exposed to the public. She said that she was shocked by the incident as Darling had not expressed to her any concerns relating to threats against his life. Him not know say him have no beef with nobody or nothing. Now, based off of what it looked like, it was evident that that's exactly what it was, she said, in reference to the contract-style murder. Citing concerns about her own safety, the woman said that she had not yet fully come to grips with the prospect of raising her children without their father. She said that he was currently engaged in several projects at the time. Several projects. These are big multi-billion-dollar projects. His business partner and director of one of his companies, Damien Harriside, told the Gleaner that Darling was a good associate and person. He tried to help, even business partner me I look on, because sometimes they want you out of the company so them can have sole ownership, but to how contractual paperwork go, them can't switch nothing up as long as you're alive. So them just kill you and forge 2 signatures, and then next thing you know, I'm the sole owner. He was only a 30% owner. So me I look on everybody. And I know when they watch me, they be like, boy, I can't chat to you, man. But y'all are offended sometimes because what I'm saying makes sense. I just show you me I talk about or you might fit under that spotlight. Now you feel like, ah, shit. But if I did somebody else close to you, you would have said, you know, so yeah, makes sense. SouFLo, we have to look into that too. Somebody want to contract them. Whole heap of building in Bill Kingston. A big fancy building, them money are building, my friend. Them money don't build no little, I don't know, little, it's not no little, like in Bill Miss Jenny house and Bill Mass room, hog pen, and them money are build big construction projects. Huge money involved in these projects. Citing concerns about her own safety, the woman said that she had not yet fully come to grips with the prospect of raising these kids by herself, and she said that he was engaged in several projects at the time of his death. His business partner says he was a good person. He tried to help a lot of people. It's rough. It mashed up a lot of us. Whole heap of people. They operated a farm under the aegis of Linstead Organic Limited for a few years. Darling, according to Companies Office of Jamaica Records, had dictatorship in at least 2 other businesses, Darling Incorporated Limited and his brainchild Virtuoso Concepts. So I just know little nobody this. He's, when we say them big man there, the social media page of Virtuoso Architect Limited highlights some of the company's projects, which I was trying to show y'all yesterday, including Hazeltine, Medina 21, Surreal at the Sugar Mill, Norbrook, Wasser, Softens, Fontana Pharmacy, and Burt's Auto Parts. Those are just a few. The company also designed the building that is owned by retired track and field star Usain Bolt. Bolt is located at Halfway Tree Road. Now, in designing a structure that represents one of the greatest, we had to go big. Read a post under the image of the building bearing the world famous signature pose of the fastest man on earth. The Caribbean School of Architecture at the University of Technology on Wednesday posted a picture of Darling and others on its Facebook page with the caption, ICSA, staff and alumni will miss you dearly. The Halfway Tree Criminal Investigation Branch, CIB, is probing the killing, and in Tuesday's attack, the pillion rider, the man on the back of the bike, allegedly opened fire hitting him, which we talked about already, and the vehicle crashing our wall and him go over there and execute the man with a tight shot group straight through the windshield. He was pronounced dead at the hospital. A passerby who was traveling along Gargill Avenue from work informed the Gleaner that he heard explosions, but initially he thought that it was just some loud noise from one of them motorcycle muffler there. But soon after, when he heard another sound of explosion, he realized that it was gunshots going off. Him say, I think him lose control because I see the vehicle move off of the road. So I wonder if him did frighten. I shot him, did I get shot? When we go up there and look at the windscreen, you know, it's about 8 to 9 bullet holes, me see, in the windscreen. Bailey, who is in charge of the crime portfolio, told the Gleaner that the police have not yet determined the motive for this. We are looking at them now to find the motive neither. Remember me tell you this is my prediction. Now, I want them to find it, but this is my prediction. They're not going to find it because of who it came from and who did it. Them not going to find it. We're looking at least one theory, but I'm not going to speak on that as yet. We have not yet conclusively determined the motive for his killing. The senior cop said that he was unaware of any threats against the architect's life. What is competitive about architectural work? We have a lot of architects in Jamaica, so I don't know what would have caused known threats. That's your sound done, sir. That's exactly what I just explained. When you have one whole heap of the same people pile up in the same place, it's not like America where you have 50 states and you can say, all right, too much out there, so too much mouth on the one bread, so make me move go Wyoming, or make me move go Texas, or make me move go so and so. The man said we have a whole lot of architects in Jamaica, so what could have caused and what is competitive about architecture? They contract them for them big project that what this money I do. You hear the long list of projects me just name off, and those are just some of them. And he was involved in several at his time of his demise. Somebody look for him and say, yo, what them and name up the whole of the food around here, you know, like we now get nothing. With business is going to crumble. What is competitive about architecture? I don't know what would have caused known threats. If developers went into bad deals, then just like any other people who engage in contractions with unscrupulous people, then, he said. The St. Andrews Central Police Division, there where the killing took place, recorded one murder up to January 29th, and they represented an 87.5% decline in murders in that division. We don't want to talk about none of that. Listen to me. Them put out a contract on the man. It was a professional hit. It was ordered by people who have money and are prominent in Jamaican society, and because of that, they're not going to find out who. We will be back to talk about it when them do an update. But remember me tell you, and I want you to come back and say, no, SouFlo, see that them find them. If they do, because I want them to. But remember this day when I said this, because of who ordered that and who did it, they're not going to find nothing. I saw Jamaica roll. All right. My condolences goes out to his family. His damn children don't have no daddy now. Their mother have to raise them by herself now. And here there might be some monies put down in place for the children to be financially okay. So them not have to live around as Infants Avenue and these things. But still, their main protector, provider, their father, gone. All right, so listen to me now, man. So, court soon start. Again, Andre Mcdonald's case is now being deliberated by jury. The phone lines are open. Talk your mind. It's being deliberated by jury. The people them still are going crazy in the comment section. Everybody is trying to spin the narrative of what it's not, trying to make themselves feel good. I mean, I try to tell people, say, your opinion of this is not really going to be counted when the final decision is made. However, give people them space for draw them opinion and thing. So court starts. Long time after court starts, we sit down there, watch, no sound, and then 12:05 is when the sound finally came on. Andre pleads not guilty. One of the things that the judge said as he was reading out and instructing the jury. So the judge speaks on Texas laws as it pertains to the case. He was defining intentional versus unintentional bodily harm and or death, and what that would entail. He's basically instructing the jury how to make a decision and what are their choices of what to charge him with. Reasonable belief, deadly force. He, the judge, instructs the jury how to find him based on law, what falls under manslaughter, etc., what falls under murder, etc. We don't get to see the jury. Of course, they don't want their face identities exposed, even though we do get to see the proceedings, right? Deadly force is only good under law if deadly force is being used against you. That's something to take note of. Spitting in your face is not deadly force in my eyes. However, I learned that spitting in your face does warrant you applying force. If it turned out to be deadly, it could be justified under law. But in my eyes, spitting in your face is not killing you. It's not your life is going to change forever. Then it depends. That person might have a disease, but this was his wife. So anything she having probably did have it too. You understand? So it's not a deadly, like your life is not in imminent danger immediately, so you have to hurry up and kill a person before them kill you kind of thing. But it is a provocation or a provoking factor. Manslaughter means he recklessly caused her death unintentionally. These are the words that were given to the jury by the judge. Unlawful deadly force does not require a weapon. A lot of people were saying, well, him big, and but she bigger than him, but still she didn't have a weapon. Well, unlawful deadly force does not require a weapon. People kill people with their hands all the time. People kill people by punching them in the side of their head or in the middle of their chest all the time. She was bigger. She was stronger than him. We saw the video in court. She literally put Andre on her back and run around the house like, and she wasn't tired or she wasn't struggling. You know when you lift up somebody and them heavy, I said, I can carry you, but you're heavy, man. All right, hurry up and come off. That's not the case. She walked around with him. She run around with him. She stood there after with him still up on her back. He was laughing. So he was lightweight for her. You know, the funny thing is when we look on the side man big and strapping and look like 1 6 foot sitting brother way. So in essence, I'm looking at it like she probably didn't even look at him like her type, you know, her type. Cause me a big tall woman, want a man with bigger than me and taller than me. Most women will tell you that they want a man with taller than them or bigger than them or something. I don't know. It just makes me feel protected, something like that. I don't want no man to me feel like somebody can push him over, pick him up and fling him and these kind of things. That's just how the thing goes. See? The need to protect one's life or oneself from serious bodily harm. If that was found there, then them can't charge him for murder. If the jury sees that he had a need to protect himself from serious bodily harm, they cannot charge him for murder. They will have to go to a lesser charge. And I said, serious bodily harm does not require a weapon. Unlawful deadly force does not require a weapon. You see it? All right. Closing argument start now. After the judge instructs the jury how to make their decision, the state goes first. Every step of the way after her death was to deceive, to cover up, to lie, to try to mislead all who was looking for her, is what the state said. Well, duh. The man already said from the beginning. That was his lawyer's opening statement when they went into the trial. So how you remix that state? Let me just say from now, I honestly, when I watched the state did their closing, I was like, God damn, you couldn't do better than that. The man made me feel like maybe I should have went to law school. Like you couldn't have done better than that. You reiterated everything that they already said. You just remix and say back what them say already. They already said that. His lawyer literally said, my client should not be charged for murder. If anything, he is guilty of negligent homicide, and he is guilty of trying to cover up what he did. But this was a mutual fight that ended with an accidental death. I saw the man said from beginning, so how you come back and talk about after her death, his whole thing was to deceive, to cover up, to lie, to try to mislead, because he was trying to cover up. They said that already. But anyway, the state goes on. I'm there like, duh. The state goes on. He believes that he owned her. He believes that he controlled her. Really? A woman would take multiple trips to Jamaica or the Caribbean by herself and goes where she wants and come when she pleases. And that you call control? That's how somebody believes they owns and control her? That didn't sound like the person to me. Furthermore, the state spoke about how he left her naked in the field. You know, them talk about our condition and these things, how we left her. Think about what I'm saying to you in the audience. He believes he owned her and controlled her. How? They had multiple businesses. Her name was on everything, literally. And also, she went and came as she pleased. She had enough leisure time to have a full-blown relationship with her next man, who she went to see every time my boy got sent out somewhere, whether it was to school or some kind of deployment or something. So how is that she's controlled? If she was controlled, should I be where he wanted her to be all the time? That's how you control somebody. Me know women that are controlled. I've known women in my lifetime that are controlled, and they'll tell you, boy, I'm go through my phone, them search me bag them, me can't go to my friend them, anybody me go to it, he might ask when me I come back, when am I going, who I'm going with, if him don't know them, me can't go with them, this and me don't know where them are people that get controlled from. So that was the state spoke about how he left her naked in the field, and then that's the mother of his child. Let that sink in. He left her naked in the field. That's the mother of his child. Okay, that right there, that was just playing on the emotions of the jury, right? They want you to remember that this woman, at some point in her life, loved him enough to give him a child. But remember, you know, woman not love you for give you a picnic, you know. Man get jacket all the time, and woman never love you. She can give you a child just because situation dictates type thing. But anyhow, he left her out there in the field naked, the mother of his child. He never mentions any of the things. Now, me I watch him doing closing statement, and I'm saying, okay, I bet you, this is me. I said, I bet, a matter of fact, I put it in the comment section. I said, I bet you he won't mention not one thing that she did that could have been seen as, remember, I know, all this happened. There is a chain of events that happened leading up to this. This man never just wake up one day, a high-ranking military official came in his house and decide, you girl, dead today, and she dead. He never just murks his wife out of nowhere. There's a chain of events that led up to this moment. I was surprised to see the state prosecution actually not mention anything that led up to anything. Why? Because they're trying to paint the worst picture of Andre at this moment in order to get a conviction. At the end of the day, for them as prosecution, it's not about justice for Andre's family. It's about them winning or losing. See? Now, he goes off and he does that, and the whole time, I say, I bet him won't mention anything that Andre did that could have triggered or caused any of this to spiral out of control and get to the point where it got to. And he sure as hell didn't. He never said not even one thing. In comes one of Andre's lawyer. Andre had two lawyers that closed. Two brilliant lawyers that closed. The first one jumps up, he says in his closing statement, they were treating this as a crime scene from day one. They weren't looking for a missing person. This has always been treated as a crime scene, as a murder investigation from day one. Understand? Angela Baker, I appreciate you. Thank you. He then explains presumption of guilt versus presumption of innocence, and that the state did not make its case about murder, which they didn't. This is not a murder case, he said. He may have been negligent, he may have been reckless, but that was also acting in a manner to preserve his own life at that point. And I wrote then, I said, because I'm sure when she was fighting that she wasn't fighting him to give him a massage. It wasn't a deep tissue massage she was trying to give him. And this is a woman, when I say, pick him up and run around with him on her back. I know a lot of you are like, so what if she can't pick him up and run around with it? It shows a lot. It shows that she's strong like ox and she can match his strength. I've seen videos where woman knock out man. He was a little guy to her. Our size man was a big man. I bet she wouldn't try it with him. And I hate to sound biased, but the evidence leads me in that direction. You understand? So his lawyer goes on to say, did he intend to kill her? Was it a voluntary act? Did he purposely make up his mind and say, Andre is going to die today, me a murder her in a today? And then went ahead and executed it. And the answer to that, based on all we've seen, says no. You know, people are saying, okay, so if them did a fight, how come him never get scratched up? If she did so strong, she would have at least scratched up him face or something like that. No, not really. I draw from my own toxic life and experiences. Y'all never get strong for scratch up my face, although she did a try. And I could have killed her for real. And me I choke her till she can't breathe no more. And when me realize that you about to go to prison for the rest of your life. So I jump up and call my mother. And that's when my mom tell me, don't stay in no relationship like that. If you have to fight with a woman for your manhood, leave that woman alone. God created you as a man. You don't need a woman to tell you you're a man or to validate your manhood. Go find you a woman that will respect your position as a man. But me go through that already. So I draw from my own experience. She did strong. All she that tried to scrape up my face. She couldn't get to do it though. My arms were long. And I knew how to hold her. But I realized I did a kill her. Been there. Now, he went on to say, Andre's second lawyer speaks. So the first lawyer gets up and him talk. He basically instruct the jury again that, yo, this is not a murder. This, again, was toxic people getting into their argument, tit for tat bullshit that happened probably all the time between them. And this time, it got way out of control, and one of them ended up dead. The second lawyer comes in, he says, this is not a murder case. Now, from the beginning, we told you that this was not a murder case. Then he spoke of Andre's history. He spoke of Andre going to school. He spoke of Andre dedicating himself to being a responsible man. He spoke of Andre not having any criminal record or anything like that. He didn't lead a life of crime. He never in a trouble. He never in a bad company. He went to school. He got 2 degrees. He left. He went to the military. He excelled in the military. He spoke of the character witnesses that came out, like his chain of command. I mean, this is somebody say, how come them never pull out no character witness for this man? That was his chain of command. 2 of them, superior officers that were not in his rank league. They don't even fraternize with him. Yes, Andre works for me. What can you tell us about him as a soldier? Hard charging. One of those that can get you out, get through the most difficult situations. Focused. Highly intelligent. All this other stuff. Calm under pressure. Blah, blah, blah. Ask yourself this. If the prosecution says, right, this is a man that controls her and abuses her, you know any man will control and abuse a woman in a house that would then turn around and get her mom to come from Jamaica, for her to come live in the same house with the daughter and him that he's controlling and abusing, so mommy can sit there and witness me controlling and abusing our daughter? Answer. That makes sense to you? Let's be logical here. If he was that controlling and abusive, why would he send for a mom to come live in their house with them? Now, for right now, I said to myself, my mother, my couldn't come live here. Live on the air with SouFLo. Good morning.
Good morning again, SouFLo.
Morning, family.
No, I'm just listening to this story.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll start off and say, God rest the dead. Of course, it was wrong to kill her, but this woman ruined my life.
Yeah.
She really did. I'm sorry. She ruined that man's life.
That's my opinion.
And we're all human. Anything can make any one of us snap. He don't sound like somebody who was of that, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Abusive, etc. The man snapped.
Absolutely.
Couldn't take no more.
Absolutely.
And she was trying to ruin his life when she was alive. And of course, he kill her now, and life finished.
Facts.
Completely.
Facts.
And it's
that's where I'm at with
again,
it.
Yeah. Mm-mm. You can't splice that no other way. The woman was wicked.
That's where I'm at with it.
And she never thought her wickedness would have bucked up on somebody else's wickedness. Somebody would have been big and more wicked than her in her behavior. She ruined my life.
Right there.
Again, sniff something that don't smell right, leave. Don't stay with, if you're dating, in the dating stages, and I'm talking because I'm thinking about my son and what kind of quality of woman is going to be out there for my son when he get older. Because some of the, I'm not saying in this chat, but some of the other areas and comments I see, not necessarily of this case, and some of the mindset the young women then have, it's like, where my son gonna find a woman? Because any girl mess with my child, I already get top off neck. I don't play with my son. He come out of my belly. You understand? So if a whiff for disrespect, caught, no second chance. Period.
Because you see what it could come out to.
What you said?
Because you see what it could come out to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A whiff of disrespect, caught. That's it. No second chance, my girl.
Right.
Cut off like cold ice.
Right there.
And move on with your life. That's it.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. That's her opinion, and I'm siding with that opinion. Let me say something. I said to myself yesterday while I was listening to this, I said, the record speaks for itself. So if you want to know if somebody was good for you or not, just look at how the relationship went. Did you make progress while you was with somebody, or did it end in disaster? If it ended in disaster, then it wasn't a good thing. And if you're making progress with this person and there's increased happiness, the record speaks for itself. Then that's a relationship that is of fruition, or how should I say it now? That's a bountiful relationship then, to put it that way, right? Anyhow, military officials testified about Andre's character. He brings up the mother-in-law's testimony when she said that she believes Andre's story, and that just he wanted to get it off his chest. He dispels domestic violence murder. He says domestic violence murder doesn't fit into this. Domestic violence murder is a person who's going through domestic issues. The man used to beat her all the time, and this time he beat her and she kill her. You know them woman, they will take beating all the time, and you're like, girl, you have to get away. One to see her put makeup on your eye again. One of these days he will kill you, Andreen was never the type to have to put makeup on her face to go to work, comb down her hair to cover a black eye or anything like that. There's no history of her ever being abused by him physically. You understand? None. It's 2 times the police come at them house, and his lawyer went ahead and reiterated those 2 times. One time she called the police and made a false allegation against him. The police came, they found nothing. Nothing out of place, nothing, not a scratch on she nor him. He wasn't even there. He pulled up at the house when they were there. Because him left, she called the police and make a story. The next time the police came to their house, he was the one that called them. And he said, please help me to get my stuff out. Could you stay right here so I could get my stuff out from upstairs? And his plan was to leave. See? So this domestic violence murder stuff wouldn't fit this equation. He was not a domestic abuser. Who eventually murdered his wife. Now, they spoke about July 4th, 2016, strong text message, 2017, divorce filed by Andre, and Andreen talks him out of it after she had called the police, because him say, I don't want this in my life. You calling the police, this is going to ruin my military career. All I got going on and all that. Look, we got to cut ways, right? And she talked him out of it. He moved out of the house. She talked him back into the house. And when he moved back into the house, him say, you know what? I'm going to move back in the house, but we're not going into the same room. Let's separate room first and then work on us coming back together. I don't know. Meeting at the living room, have dinner date at home, talk to each other, see if we can have conversations without anybody getting riled up. You know, find our way back to each other kind of thing. And she talked him out of it and him got to the lawyer and ended that. This is not made up. This is factual that was proven in court. So I saw people in the comment section, me know Andre, and she told me this, and it's lie. If she was the one that y'all need to simmer down. No matter how you try to make this into where you want it to be, to make you feel good, it's not what it is. What it is what was presented in court. All right. Second time the police came, Andre called them, asked them to be there so that he can get his things out. Now, the tattoo and the birth date of Arbin, drug dealer Tuggies, the argument when he was trying to get out the car, escalated, was about Arbin. Remember when him said, he was like, that's the only time I ever put my hand on her like that. And it was because in my beg 10 times in a row, please let me out the car. I'll walk. I don't want to be in the same vehicle with you. He riding in the back seat, right? And this is after he had seen the tattoos on her. So he was like, come on, let's go. And they in the car riding and arguing, him in the back seat. And he's, you know, tempers are flaring. We just discovered 2 of the man tattooed them on you. He said he went over to Facebook and looked on the man something around in birthday time because she had just come back from Jamaica. And he saw the man with no shirt on, and the same tattoos that was on his now wife was on that man as well in the same manner. So he was pissed off. Come on, let's go. Let's go. Because they're arguing at somebody else's house. And the people there are telling them, yo, calm down. No, keep it down, whatever. So Andre is driving. Him take back seat. I don't want to be with you. But now sit down in our front seat. But let's go. All right, the argument escalates. She a drive and I cuss him in her back seat. I respond. They're cussing back and forth. Him say, let me out. She don't want to stop. She don't want to let out. She a drive. Eventually, him paw on her face. And that got her to pull over. And that's how he got out the car. His lawyer spoke about that. Fourth assisted living they were doing. And even after all the friggery, they were still doing well business-wise, right? They were still hold on the farm. They were still doing well business-wise. They were opening their 4th assisted living facility, working, taking care of their child, being faithful to her. That's not abuse. There's no record of her being abused. Andreen wants to take the business assets for herself. That's where the problem came in. She wanted the business assets for herself. Now, shout out to Andreen family. I said this before. Your loved one is gone. Under any circumstances, it's hurtful. I'm not trying to demonize your daughter. I'm going through what was presented to us in court and the picture that was painted clearly. All right? All right. So you can't say, so for up there, talk where no. Me talk where everybody know. And no disrespect intended again. So there is video from the H&R block when him first discovered. So, all right. So when you go to sign your tax papers, right? The tax lady said this is what she normally does because Andre trusted Andreen to do all the work. You know, you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 pages of paperwork you have to sign, right? All of them you sign at the bottom. She would level the papers like this. See? With only the part where you sign to exposed. So every year when Andre came in to sign, because she did their taxes for years, he never looked at the paperwork. All him do is, where do I sign? Sign, 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 sign. This particular day, because he had a hunch, because shit wasn't going right, and pull out some of my paperwork. And he looked. And he was like, oh, this is the funds that I gave her to put into starting up the new business. She took it and started a LLC that doesn't have me on it, that has See what I'm saying? So there's video in H&R Block of them being there, and there was nothing there that showed that he was upset, lost himself, get mad with her, nothing. Let's take this call real quick. Live on the air with SouFLo. Good morning. Hi, morning.
So,
What one family?
yeah, I'm ever listen to your
Manners and respect, sir.
yo, you never buy a small car, you get me?
Yes, ma'am.
Straightforward, whatever you call it, you know?
Manners.
Listen to this whole story, and we have in a similar situation right now, maybe even worse.
You in a
But the
similar?
only thing is that at this moment, well, I kind of jump out from yesterday because something very terrible happened yesterday, you know what I mean?
In your thing?
I've been in the state, yeah, since like 4 years now. And I met this girl, right? Long story short.
Babe, come get them for me.
See?
Let me finish this up. I know you have to go to the gym. I know you have to cut in your time. I'm soon done. Yeah, go on top, brother.
Yeah, man, long story short. And when I met this girl, she told me all about her thoughts about her baby father, she has 2 kids with her baby father, right? Okay. But she even got homeless in the state, yeah, bro. I remember in a yard, I come from, I must have to really put up responsibility for nobody. But I feel sorry for her.
Damn.
Knowing that from the youth and young, as she alone, and the oldest kind of like 21 now, you know what I mean?
Same.
So she knows for a long time, and left for ready for years, stop and my baby and my baby and thing, them left, you know what I mean? And bro, the youth there for, I took this a long time, I met the day I suffer with that youth and on the street, you know what I mean? And me now, they got responsibility, bro. Full responsibility, rent off, plus you should I even get on the road again. I do a lot. They want me doing 4 years here. The other father never did, now I'm about 20 years, you know what I mean? And bro, this girl, no one might be able to them call me, bro. She have a problem like she want to play a manual. It's the bullet type, right? So make sure you know, say, yo, listen, I don't know, easy run over, you know what I mean? Because when I come from
So wait there. I don't want you to go too far in, because may I try to finish this thing up. May I cut it up messily at the time. But yeah, run it down for me quickly, cause you know, time is not
so every time we break off, it's like, yo, she have tried, I'm going to know, try to her auntie after please, because she not it, bro. But she's a toxic person. She just go and throw herself to anybody, bro, who has a closer shoot, you know what I mean? Or else than a porn star. I know everything. I'm just be with that, you know what I mean? I'm saying I try to help her. I can make sure some mental problem, bro.
Brother.
I'm going to tell her if I'm saying with benefit.
Wait.
You know what I mean?
Here what. But we can talk about your thing next time. Here, the people in the comment section is telling you that take this as a good example and walk away.
No, I'm a walker. Since yesterday, I did the fall and I pull up the bother of them, bro. And the place, and the man supposed to even come there and the rent place, even give her, bro. She display over the youth, and you would run up on with her high speaker, and I say, what is?
Yeah. So you're done?
We're done now, man. Serious.
All right, brother.
Bro, so these are things that cause problem or what, you know what I mean?
Yeah. So you can relate. You can relate.
We can relate, so I understand fully, bro, because like a nice story I talk about right when I talk, you know what I mean?
All right.
So sometimes sometimes they make them sometimes them innocent, even like, you know what I mean? The victim, them people seem like, yo, victim is innocent. No.
Yeah, because man don't get abused, and man mustn't talk about being abused and you know those kind of things. And so we when we get abused, we hold it down so nobody know. So it seems like we don't get abused, and them alone complain still.
Right.
And it's acceptable for them to complain.
And because a woman them sometimes them get the benefit of the doubt.
Right.
But we are
all
hurt,
the time.
Bro.
Yeah. True.
Mentally we are get hurt.
True. Very true.
So that can lead to a lot of different stuff, you know what I mean? So you man have to take it and understand what they do to man emotionally. Because I grow with my mother and my sister, so I know how to deal. I have that kind of tender love with a woman. I'm not soft, bro. I know you she use me, but it's just that she has something about her way. You know what I mean? She don't have no love. She don't have no feelings.
All right, and you learn that now, so you do what? Walk.
Bro, I learn it, man.
All right.
Of course, me I've been through this, bro.
All right, brother. Let me finish up that thing, yeah.
All right. Yeah, man. Bless up yourself.
All right, brother. Yeah, I wish I could have seen it and listened to him for a while, because sometimes brothers need to unburden, and them not really have nobody for unburden to. So when time them start unburden to me, I like to sit around and listen, because our next course of action is explosion. And then our next course of action is somebody fuck up and mash up around here, and then everybody are gonna talk about, well, why you didn't find somebody to talk to about it, or why couldn't he just walk away? So me like, listen, but through me I run through this now, and we press for time, I have to cut that one the short. So manners and respect to you same way. All right. So back to this. There's video footage from the H&R Block that showed them there the whole time they were signing their tax papers and stuff. The video footage actually shows, according to the lawyer, the video footage shows her being, you can see on video, she's the one that is upset. She's the one that is irate and acting up the whole time. Andre not to show no much kind of emotions. He's not upset seen on video. He's not responding too much seen on video and all that. How she spoke to him, particularly one sentence where she said, "There's nothing I can own on my own, you idiot." He goes on to park for hours, 4 hours, left the house, don't want to be in nothing with her. 4 hours, gone, down the road. Left the gas station, go at the park till midnight. Well, people must be asleep by now. I'll sneak in quietly in the morning, grab my stuff, and be out, right? All right. She just got home from Jamaica around that time, and she was still seeing Auburn around that time. She stayed up all night to get him into a fight. All that his lawyer wanted them to take into consideration. The fact that this man left for hours, and when he came back, instead of you carry yourself, go your bed. Matter of fact, he actually said, you would expect a person that normally wakes up at 5 o'clock in the morning and goes to the gym and then goes off to a full day of work, at midnight, they would probably be in bed already, but not her, and not that night. She stayed up all night in our corner waiting for him to come back in. And then here comes the people that laugh, because he says, she calls him one of the worst Jamaican curse words you can ever call somebody. You baddie boy. Batty boy. He tells her, leave me alone. I don't want in and nothing with you. I'm filing for a divorce from this point on. We'll split the assets, this, that, and the other, go our separate ways. And she go, but the boy, something, and him say, well, I won't have to deal with any of this anymore for sure. I'll still have my career. I'll still have whatever comes out of the assets when we split it. Texas is a 50-50 state. So you'll get half and you get half of everything. We go our separate ways. As he tries to go into the room to go get some sleep, him all go in our room, lock the door and get some sleep. She run up on him, that's up. When she run up on him, that's where their altercation starts, right? She's in his face now. Now we're talking, and it's fuck you, batty boy, and this and that, and suck your mother. And who for mother you talk? My mother? Yeah, your mother may talk, batty boy, where you gonna do about it? Come out of my face, man, where you gonna do about it? Me in your face, and where you gonna do about it? Spits in his face, batty boy. This is the picture that was painted. I wasn't there. You weren't there. None of we can say. You can't say I lie. Some people say I lie because Andre is not that type. Listen, you don't know people like that. This is inside of an intimate relationship that went so and was obviously toxic for a long time. So I'm guessing that both of them been doing shit that both of them wouldn't be proud to display to the public that they have done. See, Andre was assaulted and at that point has the right to use proportionate force, is what his lawyer said. 12 hours later, next day, he's furious. Life is over. Gonna lose my career, lose my daughter, lose my freedom. He goes back over there where the body was. Light the body on fire this time. Never bring enough gasoline with him. He grabbed the wrong gas can. The gas can that he had when he used to cut him lawn, he never had much gas in there, so the fire out. The body never get to burn like they want burn up everything over there. So the next thing him use was the hammer when him did have, and him start clot up the body. And then my cuss her, you dirty girl, you see what you make happen to me, you see this, lose everything now. Yes, he said he killed her, but it was not malice murder. He didn't plan. I'm gonna kill her, and then I'm gonna go bury her on Wednesday when nobody is around, and then act like she went to Jamaica, and then that would give me some time, and then by Friday, he never planned none of this. Right? The body dead already. So people are getting emotional or him lick a dead body with a hammer. She never feel nothing. She gone already. The man take out frustration on somebody that he feels like he dealt with and showed love and elevated or helped to elevate themselves in life. And she shitted on him. You understand? She had planned next relationship, moving his assets to support her next man. She over here planning, helping this man to get green card to come a foreign, all kind of something like that. All behind him back, all on his dime. All with monies that he worked his ass off for. If it was the other way, just leave. And then when you get your 50, you support your man like that. How long were they married, SouFLo? 9 years. When you get married and you file for somebody, isn't the window 10 years before certain things can happen and just think about that. Anyways, none of the people, her bestie, this is another thing to think about. None of them, her bestie, our sister, our mother, her father, none of them spoke bad of Andre. Not one of them spoke bad of Andre. If he was this controlling, manipulative, abusive person for 9 years of marriage with their mama living in their house for how long, somebody would have seen some kind of abuse from him or abusive trait and said something at trial at least. Well, sometime him used to, but not all the time, or something. Nothing. Think about that. Her mom didn't speak badly of him. Her sister didn't speak badly of him. Her dad didn't speak badly of him. The women she worked with that testified on the stand didn't speak badly of him. Then the lawyer said her plan was to lure him to Jamaica and get rid of him there. When she started talking about, let me throw you a 40th birthday party, and he said, I don't know, because we're not even in no good terms or nothing, but okay, because, you know, anything him said no to, I got blow up. So him say, okay. And remember, you know, them in a separate rooms at the house. So she invites over like 30 to 40 people and put together a birthday party. That's the picture y'all see where he's in the suit and she's in the pink fuchsia looking outfit and them hug up like that. And they kiss on cheek and thing. That's then. That was his 40th birthday party. So she throws this party, and at this party, towards the end of it, she says, I have a bright idea. How about we go to Jamaica to go to the Buju Banton concert? You know, Buju come home and all these things. And he was like, it struck him like, this is one thing I lead to the next thing is like buttering me up to get me to say yes so we can go. But I'm not a Buju Banton fan. And in all the years I've been with her, I've never heard her listen to Buju Banton music. So that alone, and I'm telling you, as a military man, red flags are gonna come even when time average person wouldn't even think about it. So I said, that's not right. So I'm call her brethren. Him said, dog, how this sound to you? She has said, go figure Jamaica, blah, blah. And then brethren said, no, boy, don't trust that. Because, you know, him already find out about the tattoo and Aubrey, the man of Jamaica and all these things. So he was like, nah, that's a plan to get me down there. So she gonna come back as a widowed spouse of a high-ranking military official. Clean slate, cut. American authorities will find it difficult to go down there and solve this case. In that show in Jamaica, that was that. Oh, Jamaica has a high murder rate anyways. Anything could have happened. I think they got robbed and he got killed in the process, blah, 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 right? His lawyer said he dodged that bullet and it upset the hell out of her when her plan did not work. Her plan was to get all the assets for herself. She didn't want 50-50. She didn't want to take her 50 and go. She wanted everything. Widowed military spouse remarries. Sad man coming in easy. No complaint from nobody. At this point, I said that was a super lawyer that did a super job. And she would have get military pension, widow pension, and all that thing for the rest of her life too. Now the prosecutor comes back in. He's trying to justify the illegal entry that they did to the house first before they had to go away and get a warrant and come back. Of course, Andre lawyer jumps in and says, no, I object to that. That evidence was already looked over in preliminaries, and it was already decided that that evidence would not be admitted into court. So why are you now telling the jury about that evidence when it was already decided not to be allowed? All right, stop. He goes on. All he thinks about is himself. He's a jealous, he's a selfish man. Why me? Why me? Why does this shit happen to me? Why does this have to happen to me? His covered up text where he texts her phone as if he never know where she there. Burn up our clothes, wipe down the bathroom, lied to his daughter. And he lied to his daughter, is what they said. So, you know, they've tried, again, at the heart of the lying to your children, leaving the mother of your child out there with no clothes on. And, you know, they've tried appeal to the jury's emotions. See? Why me? Why does this have to happen to me? That doesn't sound selfish. That is happening to him. He's saying, he's looking back now in retrospect, he's saying, fuck, man, you ever deal with somebody yet? And then when time the relationship reach ending, crumbling stage, you're like, yo, I should have left that girl or that man right which part did see him. Why me, God? Why me go take up that crosses upon myself? Now look upon this. Everything in Africa. That's what he was going through. So he was saying that, why me? Why this have to go happen to me? I can tell a woman to her face if she violate me in certain ways. This is me now. I can tell a woman to her face if she violate me in certain ways that I will kill her. And she will still violate me in those same ways I told her I would kill her in if she violate me in those ways. Right? When I kill her now, a bunch of women will come and they will say, no matter what she did, you should not have done that to her. It's for her pum pum. She can give it to whoever she want to give it to, even if she's your wife. And I said, so why get married then? Why get married then if that is the mind state? See? In other words, then, I've seen situations where some woman know. I told y'all before about this one young lady me know in New York. Fear man used to carry 2 guns, them call him 2-piece. And ride a motorcycle like madman. He might ride through Brooklyn all on the sidewalk and wait. And she will laugh and tell you, say I'm a madman and he will murder people. And she will still give her the crutches. And she come laugh and talk about how, boy, I saw me duck when we see me in the club, you know. I'm going in the bathroom, and the bathroom there one grill on the window, and the party did up on the 2nd floor, and I couldn't get out. Me pop off the grill, you know, and me go through that head first, and me run. Me say when me reach home, you know, me lay down and fix up myself, and when he come in there, you take all them risks there, and you will know. So you're there with somebody who dead serious about him word them when he said to you. So you see what I'm saying? And then there come these women now that facilitate this kind of foolishness by saying stuff like, so what if she a married woman? She could have 55 side man walk away. Well, it's not that easy. It's not that easy, and not everybody can do that, and we know this. See? So me now appealing to the consciousness of the people who are listening this to make you know, say, we have to stop that foolishness there. Look upon them and tell them, so what you're doing is nasty, my girl. And it's not fruitful. Nothing good now gonna come out of that. Stop telling them about, I fear her body, she can do what she want to do. I do it. Me still tell them, say, your body, you can do what you want to do. Because me, as a man, personally, me not stress myself over no woman hole. Wherever she want to get, I fear her business that. Just don't bring me back nothing, and don't make me find out, say, man in my house, a wife put in my face towel, I have me a wipe it in there. When it reach that, so you cut before me have to make you cut. See? But other than that, I don't give a damn. But still, at the end of the day, is there anything respectable about that? Is there anything honorable about that? Is there anything that you would proudly look at and say, yo, that's my daughter. She got her husband and she have 55 man where I fuck her up on the side. And me proud of her because she does with her body as she pleases. No, there isn't. You see what I say? All right. Nothing wrong with him returning to the body. So he returns to the body and, you know, him show him anger, take out him anger over there. So if Andre had married, no, this is the part where I got hurt enough people feelings. Hear this. And this is from my own experience, okay? In military life, I've seen this, and none of us wanted to do it, really. If Andre had married a white woman that was also in the military, he would have skyrocketed in rank. He would have been military focused and career driven. He wouldn't have had all this bullshit to deal with in the first place. Now, him go take up, but we will call him sellout when we see him. You know, the general female that I proudly did the video of and said she's Jamaican. Cinnamon toast, cinnamon. Me not ask you, me I talk about my experience as a man that did enough time in there and was around men that were married to black men that were married to black women and black men that were married to white women. All the ones that were married to white women are either still finishing up their 20, going on to more, and they were the ones rising through the ranks. Because them wife never stressed about nothing and wasn't paying about nothing. It was always about her husband's career and the children and this and that. And the black one, them, beer drama. Them fighting at them house, them in a military housing, beer nice a go on. Clothes a fly through window, all these other things. So, end of the day, I'm saying I saw more of one than of the other. The possibilities are, had he taken on, and I use her as example, the general, female general, me do her story, but me never mentioned to Uno say, she's married to a white man that is in the military as well. You understand? But neither here nor there, you take it as you want, take it. One woman said, Jesus will forgive Andre, or Jesus will give Andre what he deserves. Jesus will fix him. At this point, I had eaten a half of edibles and I was getting ready for bed. So I just felt like letting loose in the comment section a little bit. So I said, you mean the same Jesus that could not stop Andreen from sharing herself, even though she was a married woman? You mean the same Jesus that knew that all this was going to end and lead up to this, the chain of events that led to this, and couldn't stop her? That same Jesus that I don't know, give Andre for him just do according to you? Y'all can talk that cliche stuff all you want to. Nothing justify mumbo jumbo all you want to. But until you stop demanding that victims walk away and start demanding that victimizers stop creating victims, we will continue to see more and more of the same thing again. Oh God, him shouldn't have do that. No matter what, it shouldn't have came to that. Well, we're going to have to start to be proactive instead of reactive, because that is a reactive answer. Him shouldn't have do that. It's too late. It's done. We're going to have to start helping these women to reprogram their minds. Maybe start from their younger. Don't get out here with this, you are a victimizer and I'm going to make a victim and I want revenge, or this is my way to come up off of this man. I mean, I care nothing about him really, and all these, because it could end bad like this. One woman in our comment section named I Know the Truth. I know the truth, tell nothing but beer lie. I know the truth. Andreen told only me that Andre was cheating. I said there is no record that says the man was cheating. Most men will cheat if you catch them cell phone and go into metadata info that regular people can't access, which they access of Andre's phone. They were looking to see. Maybe he killed his wife because he was having an affair and he wants to move on. Maybe he might try to cash out life insurance policy. Maybe he might this, that, and the other, because of boom, there she is, side chick. Them couldn't find nothing in her phone. Well, y'all don't know him. I know Andreen, and she told me. So I said, that's weird. She tell you, say Andrea cheat. But she tell her other female friend, who is our bestie, them work out together every day, meet at the gym every morning. She told her that she was cheating and told her about her man in Jamaica. But she never tell her, say Andrea cheat. She also told her she wished Andre would have an affair somewhere so she could have an excuse, a reason to bust out what she had do and move forward with herself. So how she tell you, uncle, say him a cheat, but she didn't tell Never make no sense to me. Then a brother named Glenroy Miller jumps in the comment section now. I am so and so, and my client is this and that. And he was speaking directly to me. So I said, please clarify or get me to understand, who are you, right? I am PM1-263, the legal representation for all government workers in court. I said, okay, now I understand that, but what does that mean? I've never heard somebody refer to themselves as I am PM1-263. So who are you and who is your client? The man come back and say he avoids ignorant people like SouFLo. I said you avoid ignorant people like SouFLo because I asked you to clarify how you described yourself, PM1-263. We never know about nobody named PM1-263. We know a school teacher, we know a lawyer, we know a police, we know a doctor, we know a thief, we know a drug dealer, we know a murderer, we know everybody else. But we never hear of the PM1-263 yet. So I'm asking to clarify because you say you have a client. And who is your client? So finally, after him call me dummy and idiot and all these things, him come back and say, this is for public information. Police, military, PM, PM, I know, one, I. PM, he's Police Military Intelligence Service, where I am a counselor. You're police, you're military police, you work with the intelligence agency, or you work with them people as a counselor. I am as a counselor and a chaplain and a legal rep. I said this sound like a con man. Too many hats right this upon one head. But anyway, now I have an understanding, but you still didn't answer the rest of my question. Who is your client? I already told you who my client is. Who is your client as it pertains to this conversation and this court case? Come here, try here if him represent Andre or him represent Andrine's interest in somewhere or whatever. And I knew he knows that. No answer. Representation for all government workers in court. That's how it ends. My summation of this whole thing is whatever the jury gives us next is what it's going to be. And no matter how we find each other online and cuss out each other and get emotionally involved, our opinions die right there among us. Because our the jury set and then our the judge set is going to be in full play. Nothing more. So this is just spirited argument and people lending their own opinions. All right. And that's how we leave it. I'm going to be watching today again. And if you are subscribed to the channel and you hit that notification bell, when it starts, I will send out the link and you can hit the link and come on over and watch it for yourself because the jury is deliberating now. Verdict might come down today where we figure out he's guilty of murder in the first degree or if he's guilty of manslaughter or if he's guilty of whatever. I don't think he's going to get no murder in the first degree. I definitely don't think he's going to be going to prison for life. That's just my guess. He is going to do some time because that big cover-up that he tried to do after, and I've said it before, I'm going to say it again. When him did liquor and realized that she did a grung and can't breathe, she was wheezing, he should have just called 911. It's a domestic dispute, got out of hand, we were fighting each other, blam, blam. She licked me, me lick her back, we lick each other. See that? Him should have done that. But after that, him go sit down on the foul rules and foul shit on him. So that's how it end. Right, that's all. All right. Stay in tune. Big up on yourself. Manners and respect to each and every one of you. And we will be here, maybe even throughout the weekend, because verdict boss, may I go live again. All right. One love. I'm out. Peace. Oh, wifey probably have cussed me right now because we're into our gym time.